Cartier reacts in its own language to the world around it. Their normal was shaped by the prints left by Renault tanks. Their cintre, a more artful, dramatic, and even feminine reimagination of those prints. Their juste clou, a product of the shifting definition of the word luxury in the 1970s. Their chinois, a wearable homage to the distinct architecture of Chinese temples. And then there's this, the Crash. There are two stories of how this watch came to be. The first of a woman that brought in her Cartier watch for repair after claiming it had been damaged in a car crash. The second about a Cartier brand manager, actually, also in a car crash, that claimed that the heat from the crash, the flames, melted his watch. The distorted watch, they say, then inspired the then head of Cartier London, Jean-Jacques Cartier, to create a new watch. I think both of those stories are completely fabricated. I believe the crash was inspired by Salvador Dali's 1931 work, The Persistence of Memory. Even Dennis Gardner, a designer at Cartier London at the time, admits the connection and claims that Jean-Jacques Cartier was actually reluctant to release the piece, hesitant to give his stamp of approval. Further, when the Cartier Crash was released in 1967, Salvador Dali himself was working on a collaboration with a watch manufacturer, but not Cartier. It was actually Piaget, which ran from 67 to 72. Inspired by and maybe even jealous and resentful of the news, I believe that Cartier developed the Crash, a model that would become far more important and collectible than anything that came out of the Piaget-Dali collaboration. So then why the car crash fairy tale? Maybe out of sheer ego to avoid giving credit to the seed of inspiration, afraid that would undermine the achievement or perceived originality of the design. Maybe just to avoid a legal issue. I don't know. But even if I'm right, even if the crash story is a total lie and the Cartier Crash was built upon Dali's persistence of memory, Cartier didn't steal the watch. It's still original completely. The brand was impacted by an experience or a piece of art and created something completely of their own. Fellini said that all art is autobiographical, and in that every piece of art or film is informed by things that came before it. Dali himself credited soft camembert cheese as the mother, the inspiration for his dripping clocks. You lie when you're embarrassed, when you're afraid. But Cartier should be nothing but proud of the crash, its inception, and history. I've dreamt of this watch for years. Only 25 were manufactured between 1967 and 1987, and then another short run in 1991. But I found one. It's original, it's unpolished, and to my dismay, it is available in the Theo and Harris watch shop.